All right, what's up, dudes? So this is by request for a couple of people. This is
focus on single speed ratcheting.
now. I think ratcheting is something. Excuse me. I feel like single speed ratcheting is something that you just figure out. You know, it is something that just occurs as you single speed more. I don't think it's something that I ever actually saw someone doing and said, oh, I'll try that. I think it's just something that actually just happened. But that would be a really shitty tutorial. So today I'm gonna go out and try to get into some situations where I notice myself ratcheting, and then I try to focus on ratcheting and figure out why I'm ratcheting. I have some ideas on why I'm ratcheting and why single speeders ratchet more than other people, and we'll get into those. All right, let's go ratchet some shit. Oh, before we go any further, if you don't know what ratcheting is when you've got a ratchet, like a socket wrench. It ratchets, it goes back and forth. So you're doing that, with your free hub. You're pedaling backwards and then pedaling forwards instead of doing an entire huge revolution of the cranks. And I'm not gonna get into why yet. That's for later. And yeah, but that's basically what a ratchet is. You pedal backwards, you pedal forwards instead of going all the way around. So I'd say the number one situation I think of when I think of ratcheting for geared bikes or for single speeds is either uphill rock gardens or flat rock gardens, because even a geared rider is gonna want to keep their pedals level. So they're gonna want to keep ratcheting and not doing full pedal strokes to avoid pedal strikes. Another factor, I think I'm going to talk about this a couple times, I've really realized this is probably why single speeders ratchet more than a geared rider, is effectively we're pushing a much bigger gear. And like 7th or 8th gear probably, I mean, depending on what you're running. I don't even get into the semantics, the specifics. There's these situations where you don't want to be turning the pedals over that many times because you'll be going too fast. So, it's actually pretty hard to go through these rock gardens or uphill rock gardens. So you're actually lightening your gear effectively by only doing these, these half or quarter pedal strokes. So yeah, I don't even think it's like a quarter pedal stroke. Maybe it's a quarter. I don't know. I have to really look at it. Yeah, that's also something a gear rider is going to do too, is say you're trying to get up a shelf, little rock or a log on an uphill, you're going to need to be in the right pedal position, or you're going to want to be, and you ratchet back to get that wheel lift to kick up over it. So that's another thing. So maybe there's 3 reasons so far. 3 reasons to ratchet. All right, so another time I've noticed that I ratchet, and I guess I've noticed other people do this as well, is doing skinnies, like going down, skinny bridges or skinny logs, such as this one. And I only noticed that on video when I was doing it. And I think that's 2 parts that I can think of. I think the main one, again, is that you're effectively in a larger gear, Joe. And then you don't want to turn the pedals all the way over, or you're gonna be going too fast. If you don't feel like going too fast down a skinny log and crashing Hada. I don't. So I think I ratchet for that reason. I think the other part of that, it's like a 2-pata, dude, is that you're keeping your pedals in a level position, and that's better if you ride off the log. If you have to, kind of nose off, you might be able to kick up, or you don't end up with you're in a downward position on your pedal stroke where that's going to be more awkward and tend to pitch you. So you're keeping your pedals level, and you're in a better position to bail. So of course this isn't for everybody, but it's something you could do on you see trials riders do it. Danny McCaskill will do it. He's riding down a freaking chain. He's not doing full pedal revolutions, I don't think. I'll have to look again. I'm probably wrong. I usually am. All right, so that's actually only the 2nd time I've made it. And the problem is, I'll show you in a second, but the exit on this log is just all rotten and kind of off camber, like kind of sloping off. And yeah, so I just kind of like skidded off the side, but it's still on this, considering its condition, the fact it's on its way out as a feature, I'd consider that a make. But glad you guys were here for it. But yeah, you can see I was, because then especially when you get to the higher side of the log, if I start to come off, I don't want to have my pedal down and you know, have my center of gravity heading that way and get pitched. So having it level and my strong foot forward, right foot forward for me is a good thing. All right, so that was an undebatable make. But yeah, you can see, I don't think I did a full pedal stroke down the entire thing. I don't think. We'll have to review the footage. This is why I won't be going onto this, because it's actually going up a hill. I think that's also part of why I'm ratcheting, is I am going uphill. It's upslope, so also harder to turn the gear over. But I'm sure there's some people who pedal down an entire skinny, but that's not me. Yeah, this is all rotten as you're coming off it. It's, yeah, you're coming off it, it's completely off camber and like falling apart. This thing's almost retired. That may be my last attempt. Okay, so this mess is definitely, you know, it's something that's gonna challenge me. I'm definitely gonna be put in situations where I'm ratcheting, so it's an uphill rock garden. I gotta be careful about my pedal placement. There's gonna be weird spots where I gotta put down power. It's hard to kind of describe when to ratchet and why you ratchet, because it's just something that kind of, it does just happen, you know. But hopefully there's no one up here meditating today, because last time when I was trying to ride up this thing, I was cursing up a freaking storm, dude, and there were like 10 people trying to meditate or something, watch the sunset. I think it was a cult. The issue here is this: you come up through this whole rock garden, and then you've got this, you know, this like 3-ish foot shelf. It's not quite vertical, but it's pretty chundery. Got a lot of rocks in front of it. I got all sorts of things to pedal strike on as you sprint into it. You do need to sprint. And I'll see, I mean, this is something I don't always make on the geared bike, never mind the single speed. And somebody's put in some cheater rocks that are just probably ankle breakers. I don't think that really helps anything. So those are probably gonna go. I'm not really sure if those were all real ratchets or if I was putting on a little bit of a show there, but I think you get the point. Yeah, I don't think I've actually made that line on the single speed because it's just so bumpy coming in. It's more like the hardtail thing where I was just getting bucked coming in. I can't put any power down, so I'm gonna do my more single speedy line here, see what happens. That's a good get on single speed. I don't know if it actually involved ratcheting though. Okay, I bet you anything I ratchet on this section. Bet you anything, dude. Uphill and chunky. Yeah, I definitely ratcheted on that because I was getting torqued out. Called that little rock face, I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, there's definitely another time I use the ratchet, and that is when I am going to pedal kick and hop a log or a rock or something at slow speed. You know, something comes up, it's kind of awkward. And you can't generate the height, and it's just, you're not going fast enough where you can kind of go wheel to wheel over it. It's a unique situation. It's kind of nuancy, and it's a whole nother can of worms. Yeah, that's something to get into. Maybe I'll get into that when I do a log hop tutorial. Stay tuned, subscribe. And yeah, so you're mostly doing it through rock gardens, you know, particularly uphill rock gardens, and then on skiddy things. And I think it is just something you're just gonna figure out, I hope. Or you just don't use it because you're better at bikes than me, because you're one of the amazing people.